The Jackson County Sheriff's Office is still investigating the crash, but say more charges could be filed against the 19-year-old driver. NBC 5 News has confirmed the man shot last night was 35-year-old J.C. McManus. Oregon State Police say 46-year-old Rick Van Winkle was killed when he was hit by a truck near milepost 33 on Friday. I spoke with voters in Josephine County who still seem to be split on whether they want the levy to pass or not. Some residents in Eagle Point say while they understand people in their neighborhood may not have anywhere else to put their cars or trailers besides on their property, it isn't the best for curb appeal. Right now, water levels are significantly higher than they have been in years past. ODOT is just one of the agencies in Jackson County working together to make sure traffic flows smoothly the weekend of the festival. The Emshoff family breed and sell sheep as part of their livelihood. 7 lambs were just born in March. They were still nursing on their mother. But now the family is down to 2 after 4 were killed and 1 is missing. The Emshoff family have tons of animals on their 5-acre property in Weimar. From dogs to chickens to sheep, the family loves their animals. But this past weekend, something disturbing happened.
We got up on Saturday morning and somebody had shot them.
2 lambs killed. The next morning, it happened again. Now 4 out of the 7 newborn lambs are dead, and 1 is missing.
Well, who would have done something like that? Shot him through the head and the side of the neck, by the head, and just left him laying there to die.
It's something Wanda Emshoff doesn't understand.
These are gentle creatures. They can't even defend themselves. And to come out and slaughter them. And especially the one on Sunday morning when we found it. It had so many holes in it. 1 in the rump, 2 in the neck, and 1 in the head. 4 shots. Why?
And the 2 that are left aren't doing well. 1 has become crippled, unable to walk, with no physical signs of anything wrong. And the other has been neglected by its mother.
It makes you feel sad, and then it makes you just angry.
Emshoff says she feels violated and nervous the shooter will come back for more animals, or even for them.
Of course we feel violated. We're afraid. You know, are they going to come back? You know, my husband, he stayed up most of the night just checking.
While Emshoff knows not much can be done about the animals, she just wants justice.
I just want them caught and I want them punished.
We're never truly off duty in the fire service.
When the sirens go off, it's time to work.
I've been doing this for 26 years.
For Grants Pass Fire Rescue Battalion Chief Tim Delisle, being a trained EMT is just part of the job description.
In the fire service now, our EMS calls are probably about 70 to 80% of our call volume.
So when a call for help came at 30,000 feet, he jumped into action.
For me, it was kind of second nature to stand up and start, going into the job.
Delisle, along with 3 other firefighters and a doctor, were all on board a flight from Baltimore to Seattle when a man went into cardiac arrest.
I had my eyes closed, listening to some music, trying to relax, and felt and heard a real loud crash, looked down, and a gentleman had passed out right at my seat.
Delisle helped stabilize the man and keep him healthy until the plane could land. But this isn't the first or second time Delisle has sprung into action off-duty.
I've had a cardiac arrest in my own house from a contractor. We were doing a kitchen remodel, and first day of the remodel, he suffered a heart attack and cardiac arrest on the floor, and I did CPR on him.
And while some might say Delisle is a hero, he won't describe himself that way.
I don't look at it as that. I mean, it's part of the job. It's what I've been trained to do. I don't see myself as a hero. I know any firefighter or EMT in my position would have done the exact same thing.
Hanley Farm was established in 1857. With hundreds of years of history in its roots, it only made sense to dig up the grounds and check for artifacts before the farm makes some upgrades to its facilities.
This is a known archaeological site that goes back hundreds, if not thousands of years. And so anytime they do any sort of excavation here, they need to consider the archaeological resources that are present.
The Historical Society enlisted the help of the Southern Oregon University Laboratory of Anthropology to see what they could find.
That's probably 2,000 years old, 3,000 years old.
Going through every rock, stick, and speck of mud, staff and students from SOU are making sure to preserve the past.
What we're finding when we get deeper is some of the artifacts that are tools or the byproducts of making these tools that you would need to make a living here hundreds of years ago.
And for archaeological technicians like Kyle Krebin, finding the ancient tools never gets old.
I mean, you hold something that hasn't been touched in, hundreds of years, that's always going to be kind of a a really invigorating experience.
6 out of 7 days a week for the last 94 years, hundreds of customers have come into Blind George's to get their signature popcorn and their newspaper. Blind George's has kept its famous popcorn recipe the same for almost as long as it's been in the G Street location in Grants Pass. Over 90 years.
Started by George himself, and he was blind. Across the street in 1922, he moved into this location in 1963.
But now the building is being sold, and Jack Smith, the owner of the shop, says the potential buyer wants a clean slate for the building. That means Blind George's may have to close or find a new spot. Smith hopes it doesn't come to that.
Wouldn't be the same. You lose the history, you lose the ambiance, and you lose the customers coming in the door that will step in here and says, gosh, I haven't been in here in 30 years. It still looks the same and it still smells the same.
6 out of 7 days of the week, the store is always busy. From the young,
it's really fun, and sometimes I come over here and get popcorn and get ice cream and drinks.
to the old.
I've been coming here since I was a kid, and it's a landmark, a local landmark that just should never go away.
Everyone we spoke to in downtown Grants Pass all seem to feel the same way. They say the store is a landmark and a piece of history right in the downtown core.
Touches me big time. You know, I can almost go to tears real easy, you know, because I'm serious. The outpouring of support in this community for this business.
In Grants Pass, live in Central Point, live in the newsroom, live in studio, Nicole Stein, NBC5 News.